So good morning. Today we're going back down to Liberty, Kansas for another trip, and we're gonna probably go over our 403 miles. That was the odometer reading when it was stuck. Basically, we will get over this. You can see my oil needle is bouncing. You may have seen it in the other video. The bouncing, I replaced the transducer, is actually the entire left cluster. The left cluster seemed to have more problems than the right clusters. Sometimes the fuel tank indicator gets stuck, or the temperature gauge is stuck too. These two here are more affected by this, and it has nothing to do with the transducers. That is actually the internal workings of the cluster itself, of that instrument cluster. Then the other thing is, what I found out is, since I put in the new ACC control last year, that was the new old stock from the Mercedes-Benz dealership in New York, in the state of New York I got. This is the latest revision and the last revision they had. And on this one, in all three settings for defrost and climate control and the top and bottom, and just the lower vent and center vents, when the outside temperature is just right at 33 degrees Fahrenheit, with that new outside sensor I got in there, it will actually turn on the air conditioner. It will cycle it fairly quick, frequently, to dehumidify the air. And the other thing is, on this version here, the defrost doesn't come on until the car has actually run for there's like a 5-minute delay in it, in cold temperatures, in that control unit, in that relay for the defrost system. And then the other thing is, I have the California ECU installed on this car, and here the air pump comes on anytime below 20, when the coolant temperature is below 20 degrees Celsius. So today we had actually, it says 32 now, that is not quite correct. We got about 15 degrees Fahrenheit, which is right around minus 10 degrees C. It was on for quite a while until the coolant actually reached the 20 degrees C, and then it shut off. Because in the manual it says that the air pump comes on at 20 degrees C, and it goes until the closed loop mode for the lambda mode. Exactly. When the lambda mode comes on, it will turn the air pump off. In this case, the air pump actually goes off on the California version at 20 degrees Celsius. I will check in later on, and then we will edit this video into one video. Okay, so this is how this looks like it driving on the Kansas highway at about 75 miles an hour, which is right about 120 kilometers. That's the speed limit here. This is what I-35 down south looks like it. This is our current road conditions here. We're about, I would say, 40 miles southwest of Kansas City now. And now the traffic has eased up. It's primarily trucks out here. And we will be checking on in a little while, okay? So I actually got here yesterday, and I couldn't finish the video because we winded up doing a little bit of work, and then we went out for dinner. And we're here now, and this is what our gravel road situation looks like here at our customer in Liberty, Kansas. And that will conclude our little video on it. So I'm right 100 miles short now of the actual 10,000 miles since I fixed the odometer, and we're running just fine. And the car is just, it's a dream. I'm glad, but you can see the noise of the gravel road here. This is quite an experience being out in Kansas, you know, with these roads we got here. Let me just show you. I'm going to make a left turn. You can see the mud from, we hit the snow, and the county is putting out more mud. And now it gets really interesting. That last piece here going down. You have to look at this here. I mean, this is really a road test in itself. And I have to wash my car I really do. You see this here, we have to make now the right turn going around here. And I came up here this morning and it was completely frozen. And I made it, interestingly enough. Yeah, but this is Kansas. That's the way it looks like it out here. Just so you get an idea. This is where the hoodowls are, as we say. And we saddled the chickens. And we're riding to Texas. Not tomorrow night. We're probably going to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma for dinner. Shane and I, but we're not going to see Monkey Wrench Mike. So if he's in Tulsa, don't worry about it, Mikey. Don't worry, okay? All right, guys. You have a good night.